Yes, it learned how to design its own furniture. They brought raw materials from abroad. They created its own exhibition. So they began to testing on the concept called flat packs. So flat packs is something now you see other furniture vendors also doing the same. They give you the furniture and basically you can assemble that at home. So this technology was also given by IKEA to the world. So IKEA is also world of the world's largest furniture manufacturer, as well as the world's largest manufacturer retail chain also. So it has a store in India also, and over 349 stores in more than like 40-50 countries. One brand that is a really big brand named Volvo. It's also the home of Sweden. It's also have its own in Sweden, based in Gothenburg, where its headquarters are. So it manufactures and assembles its trucks in 15 countries. Now we have many other uh, uh, companies which build trucks. But what's good about Volvo, what I really like, they always think about like how to give automation and sustainability. If you talk about automation, there are new technologies always coming up, like automatic gear system. Then there are enhancement in light system and other things. But if you talk about sustainability, Volvo was one of the first company to start researching on electric trucks, basically like how they can be charged while on the run. So on the hills, if they can be charged, so they don't need to stop. So this was how they are also contributing to the sustainability of the environment, not only to automation and bringing in new research. Now there are a lot more examples of innovation. If you talk about the computer mouse, the Bluetooth, the pacemaker, the Tetra Pak, the dialysis machine, all of these were like created and founded in Sweden. All these technologies. That's how innovative they have been in the past century. So there are many other brands if you talk about in Sweden, like especially in the news currently AstraZeneca. It's also based in Sweden, and it's currently in news a lot because of the vaccine. Then we have Volvo, Saab, Husqvarna, H&M, one of the biggest brand in clothing industry that's also have its headquarters and founded in Sweden. So these are just to name a few brands that have like a quite a good reputation all around the globe. But there are many other brands also which are rising currently. So let's, in terms of innovation, if we compare it to the world, so its innovation index according to Forbes was one of the it's in the top 10. If you see, it's currently marked as the second most innovative country just after Switzerland. Also, in terms of innovation index, according to Bloomerang, it was just behind South Korea. This was in 2018. And why it like at that time, South Korea and Sweden were the most innovative countries in the world. Now, if you talk about Sweden, why should we be focusing on Sweden to be competitive as a steady destination? Now, Sweden is ranked as high as a steady destination. It's not so expensive if you compare, and for a small country there are so many well-known brands. Innovation is high, like almost ranked as one of the most innovative countries in the world. uh, and also in terms of quality and research, it's marked as the top 5 countries in the whole of the world. They're spending a lot in R&D, almost around 3 to 4% of the GDP, which I don't think any other most of the countries in the world are doing that. So there is a high focus on research and education in terms of innovation in Sweden, and all of this combined leads to a top quality when it comes to education and research. One major question that I see generally is like when people want to study in Europe is about English, like about their local language. Swedish has their local language, but almost all Swedes speak English well, and many Swedish companies use English as their official business language. So they've all moved to as also they also are moving internationally. They're also expanding. They have moved all their paperwork, the emails, even their daily calls, everything to English basically. And also at Jönköping University, many programs are designed and taught in English for both Swedish and international students. So if you say unofficially, English is the second language of Sweden. So when I've been there for so many years, I haven't faced any issue. I think I forgot. So I am an alumni from this university. I graduated in 2016 from Jangshaping University itself. So we'll cover mostly now about the programs that we have in the university. So one good thing that we do in Jangshaping University is combining theory with practice. So it's a mix of different types of instructions. The university uses the business world as a platform for education, and many programs incorporate practical elements like internships, there are company visits, there are guest lecturers, case studies, projects, host companies, like for students to gain real world experience and create a network. So we have many fairs going around all over the year where there are different programs on which there are great ideas coming as an outcome. So in this program we had as a part of entrepreneurship and business planning, almost 400 students came out with a lot of exciting ideas which they developed during their course. So there are professors involved in this fair. There are companies who are invited to see how good the ideas that our students are doing. So there is a lot of interaction between the companies and the students, and it's also very good to showcase around all the other students what you are developing. So this is one way of how we highlight our work, but also we have merge up with other companies. Like for example, we have the Volvo Car Challenge. So we connect companies and students to encourage innovation and entrepreneurship through competitive challenge. So during the innovative days in Jangshaping last year, the teams of students competed to come up with a winning solution to a challenge set by our partner company, that is Volvo. So the challenge was, how can we make each trip a journey to remember? So students had to pitch the idea of prototype the solution in 48 hours. So winning group is this, like which constituted of three JU students. So their idea came from their own experiences of driving through beautiful landscape, but not being to record their surroundings. So it was a good thing. Like it's not only our university, but there are a lot of other universities. Students are involved all around Sweden. So and our students have been doing good in all other competitions as well. So if we talk about other support that the university has, one thing is the Science Park. So Science Park is where our university is working very closely with the Jongshipping commune. So Science Park, don't go with the name. It's like a new meeting place, as it says, for entrepreneurs and students and researchers. So if it's like if you have an idea for a business, or if you have an entrepreneurship idea, you can go talk to the people at Science Park who will help you to groom your idea, build on that idea, look for people, look for connections around. So it's almost like 70 enterprises are started each year by the students who are studying in Jangshaping University. And also there's a lot of support from Science Park. Like if you have a really good idea, you can even merge with them. You can even get a place for a year for free. And that's how you evolve. Like if you like a start, what we technically call a startup these days. So that's one aspect like on which we are collaborating quite good with the commune. Now, when I talk about the business school that we have, and that's another reason to see you. So our business school, that is JIPS, Jongshipping International Business School, like it's proud to be the first in Sweden with double accreditation. Also, JIPS was recently marked as top 100 masters in marketing in management ranking by the Financial Times. So that's also a very good achievement that our business school has. Now, like I would not call this as a Swedish university, but I would like to mark this as an international university, because it's not only the Swedish students who are studying here, but there are people, there are students from all around the globe. So there are more than 13,000 students and more than 2,000 international students. I think that number has gone up more currently with, and these students are not only from Sweden or Europe, but people from all around the globe. That is Asia, USA, Australia. So it's these students are coming from all around the globe to study here. And then we have international faculty. Also, with merger from our partner universities, there are faculties from all around the globe who are teaching here in Sweden in at Jönköping University. So that's how we are an international university, and we have a global perspective. So it's not dominated by one group. If you see, it's not only dominated by Sweden or Swedish students, but it's a mix of a very good environment and an international environment. So I was talking about the international tie-ups that we have with different universities. So these are some of the universities that we want to highlight, and also we have merged up with in India, like with the IIMs and the IITs. So how does this partnership works is in terms of the visiting faculty, like where faculties from different of our partner universities come to visit us for a program or maybe for a course. And even we have a exchange program in the final year of your I'll say second. If you are doing a master's, it's going to be a third semester, or if you're doing a bachelor's, it's going to be a fifth semester. You can opt to choose for exchange program with one of the partner universities that offer similar course. Exchange program, we have a good networking with other universities. Like if you can see there, Texas University, then there is uh, Northumbria University, and also as I said, in India also we have types with IIMs and uh, IITs. So one aspect is the pathway program. Like if you are having a low scores in IELTS and you still want to do a course in Jönköping University, so pathway program helps you strengthen your skills in English depending on what type of score you have. You can choose to do a pathway program either for a summer, a semester, or a whole year. So, what is the outcome that we get from English from this pathway program is the English language preparation in reading, writing, listening, but also it gets you to get accustomed with the Swedish culture as you are there in Sweden much before your course starts. And it also helps you to get quite easily fit in the Swedish culture. So it makes you ready for the new challenges that Sweden might have for you. And also at the end of the course, you are given a direct entry to a degree program at Jönköping University. So this is about the pathway program and offerings that we have. Now we'll cover what programs do we have in English in terms of bachelor's. We have many good programs in economic management and marketing management. Then we still have some technological program, that is new media design, prosthetics and orthotics, supply chain management. These are some programs that we have in bachelor's. We have a lot more programs in masters in English. We have technological programs like AI engineering, digital business, and then marketing programs in a business school, engineering management. Then we also have a logistic programs. So as I said, Jönköping is also the logistic hub of Sweden, so it's also a very good program. But the technological programs like product design, project engineering and management, these are one of the flagship programs that our university have. Like just to highlight one program, if I talk about the product design, it's being head by one of the best designer all around Europe, almost ranked I think the second currently. So these are the type of faculty we have in our university. So if we talk about the requirements, and the bachelor's level that we have is a high school diploma that you require a conditional offer if you haven't graduated. The transcripts, passport copy, letter of motivation, and a proof of English proficiency. That depends on the program that you're having. And in terms of masters, a similar thing, like if you have completed a bachelor's diploma, that's fine. Otherwise, conditional offer with transcripts, passport copy, letter of motivation, proof of English proficiency, and then there are certain specific program requirements. Like for uh, one program might even ask you for some credits in computers, some might ask you for finance. So that depends on specific programs which we have to check, and it could be also checked on the website directly. Okay, so let's talk about a bit of fees and scholarship. So if you talk about bachelor tuition fees, it goes around 9,500 to 12,000 euro per year. Similarly for masters, it goes around from 11 to 13,000 euro. So these all are to be converted into a Swedish currency, that is Swedish krona, SEK. and we have just to mention that in euros. The application fees would go around 100 euros, and we do have a scholarship that would cover 30% of your tuition fees if you apply and get selected in that. Cost of living, according to Swedish standards, is around 800 euro per month. So, and also the fees of the pathway programs are also mentioned here. That depends on your summer semester or your year's choice. Now, before we end, I also want to talk about some of the services that the university is giving. So the accommodation guaranteed by this, when we mean if you opt to stay at an accommodation that is handled by the university, you will get an guaranteed accommodation with one of the accommodation that is being handled by the university. So we won't be telling you like, okay, after all accommodations are full. So that's something we give as a service to the to all our students. And then there's a free pickup service. So once you arrive at Sweden, there would be a team of delegates, mostly students as volunteers, who will be there to pick you up. Then we have a introductory week, basically referred as kickoff week, that goes on for a week or two. So there are a lot of different information sessions. There are different tours around the city. Then there are different parties, events that goes on that helps you accustom with the culture that the university is of having, and also gets you a bit easiness on the Swedish culture. So also to make you more familiar with the Swedish culture, we have contact students and family, which if you opt to choose, you are made in contact with a student or a family who are in Sweden, who, like mostly referred as buddy programs. So they will help you with mostly the problems that you're facing, or any sort of problem that you might have there. Then student activities, university student have their own forum, which is being head by also their president that is independently selected. And there are a lot of activities like clubs, parties, events that goes on all around the year. Then free emergency health insurance that the university has, that's covered with your part of your program that you are enrolled in. Largest exchange network that we already talked about. There's a lot of different universities from which are there are visiting faculties, and which you can also choose for an exchange semester. Then there are Swedish speaking courses in which you can opt to learn Swedish free of cost if you're in Sweden. So there, it's also being offered by the university and also by the local commune, which will help you to learn more on the Swedish language. And work permit if like after you have completed your studies. So there's also a career center in the university which helps you to groom your CV, getting accustomed like how to face your interviews and how to apply to different companies. So there is a lot of support on that aspect, like how do you reach your companies, because there is a totally different culture when you once you move to a new country. So it's so we have a career center that will help you to groom your CV, even get accustomed to how the interview is going to happen, and there is a lot of support provided on that front by the career center. With that, I'll bring my session to an end. No, thank you everyone for attending.
Thank you, everyone.
Yep, we'll close then.
Yep. Take care.
Okay,
Thank you, Linu.
everyone.
So we finally wrap this session up now. And thanks to everyone. Take care.
Yes, thanks.
Okay, Asman, then I see you off from here, and see you off everyone. Take care.
Yes. Okay, thank you everyone.
Bye.